Hello everyone, this is Cooking with Matthew. Today we're going to be doing some gratin potatoes, and I've already got my pan oiled here. I've got some little slices of potatoes. I'm going to show y'all how to get these potato slices here in a minute. I've got roughly about 8 of these potatoes sliced up right now. I'll probably slice a nice one just to show y'all. I may need some more potatoes, I don't know, so I'm going to just shake these excess liquid off here, and I'm going to go into this pan. And I've got a pan here I've got oiled up, so we're going to start layering potatoes in this pan. We're going to just layer them. Like I said, I oiled the pan. You can just use some pan spray. I just don't have any, so I just used some oil, and I'm going to be laying some potatoes down. These little bitty thin potatoes I've used with the mandolin. I'm fixing to show y'all once I get down to where I need to slice some more potatoes. I went ahead and did some pre-slicing. That way it wasn't a whole lot of it takes some to do this. So I was trying to cut some of the time out on the camera. You want to shake all this little excess water off, you can. A little water ain't going to hurt nothing. You just don't want a whole bunch of it. So I'm going to show y'all what we got going on here. So I've got these potato slices right there. We're going to layer them. So then I'm going to, I've got a salt, pepper, garlic mix that I've made for my brisket. I'm just going to season that a little bit. I'll show you what we got. So this is going to be a season to taste thing. I'm going to give you all the recipe, but like some of this stuff is going to be seasoned to taste, whatever kind of seasoning you want to use. Like I said, I'm using a little salt, pepper, garlic mix. Then we're going to go over it. We're going to put a little bit of cheese over top of these potatoes here. We're going to layer the little bit of cheese. So I'm going to show you what we got going on here now. See, we got a little bit of cheese layered there. So then what I'm going to do is we're going to come back over with some more potatoes on top of that. I haven't did no scalloped potatoes like this in some years. We did something at the I was going to do some scalloped potatoes we're working on some new menu items at my job. So I was going to do something like a scalloped potato, but we ended up doing something a little different, which I will do a video. I'm going to do a video on that particular type of potato at a different date. But today I got family coming over, so I'm just doing a little scalloped potato right here in this pan. So I got the potatoes, another little layer of them, and you can stack a little bit on top, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. I get another little bit of this little salt, pepper, garlic mix, and we'll go right over top. See, that's what it's looking like now. So then I'm gonna get some more of my cheese, and we're gonna layer it a little bit. I'll layer a little bit of cheese on it. So I've got a little butter here. I'm gonna pour a little butter. I melted a little butter. Just gonna pour a little bit of butter there. I'll show you. I didn't saturate it. It's just right there, a little butter. After that layer, so I'm going to get some. I'm going to go with another layer. I'm going to keep stacking these layers. And this is going to be a nice, flavorful potato. So we're going to just go back around. We're going to stack these potatoes on top of the cheese and the butter. Potatoes we already have. You want to try not to overlap them too much, but you're gonna have to. There's gonna be a little bit of overlap going on here. It's gonna be some fine stuff with this brisket. I got some bourbon baked beans we're gonna do today too. I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna try to get a couple videos done today. So I ain't stressing out about trying to make one. There's some days it's my off days is when I could do these, and it just consumes it sometimes trying to figure out what I'm gonna do or whatever. We're gonna come over, season a little bit more. I'm gonna show y'all what we're looking like again. So we're back. That's what we're looking like. So now I want to sprinkle a little cheese over top. I'm going to show you what we're looking like, guys. That's what we're looking like with the cheese. Now, here we go to this. I've got some heavy whipping cream here. I'm going to stream a little bit of that so it's going to soak into all this. Alright, so I'm going to show y'all. We'll go a little more. I'm going to show y'all what we got here now. I didn't go crazy with the heavy cream. All this stuff's going to end up baking together. Guys, it's going to be very delicious. So then, get us some more potatoes over here. Shake off the excess water. So then we're just going to go layer these things again. Now if you want to add a little spices, you can cut up just a couple little jalapenos, and this is white cheddar I'm using. You can use any kind of cheese you want. Like I said, if you want to spice it up a little bit, this would be good with some bacon and jalapenos. I've got bacon in some other dishes that I'm doing today, so I'm not going to put bacon in these, but this would be good with some bacon added to it. So I've got another little nice layer. I'm going to smash a little bit on it. Then we're going to do a little more seasoning here. Don't want to get too crazy, but you want a little bit of seasoning on it. So then I'm going to add some more cheese. I'm going to go with a little more butter here. We're just going to do layers of butter and cream and cheese. Alright, so then I'm going to go stack another layer of potatoes here. So this is just, I'm just really showing you how to do this. This recipe I'll try to give it to you the best I can, but it's going to be a loose recipe, you know, loosely interpreted, because maybe I can give you a better estimate on the cheese. I thought I was going to end up using more cheese than what I probably end up going to use. So I'm not going to use as much cheese as I thought I was, and I probably would have been better off with the little small thing of cream, because I've got another small thing of cream in here too. So I end up going to cut up some more potatoes. I've already sliced up 8 of them. I just used the regular Idaho's, peeled them. I got them from Piggly Wiggly. You know, they come in the bag, a little 8-pound bag. I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do some more videos with some potatoes probably here in the near future. we're just going to keep filling the little gaps here. I'm going to mash a little more again. We'll do a little salt, pepper, garlic. Show y'all what we got again. So you see it's getting higher and higher up. So then I'm going to cover it again with a little bit of cheese. I shredded my own cheese, so this is chunkier pieces. Right there we go with that. So then I'm going to hit it a little more heavy cream now. I'll just drizzle some around like a little circle. Show what we got here. There we go. So now we're going to stack us some more potatoes. Like this, just layers of cream, butter, potatoes, and cheese. It's just layers and layers upon this stuff. It's going to be very good when it's done. This is a little bit of a project, but it's all worth it when everybody gets to eat. It's better than buying the stuff. I know a lot of people just buy that little stuff in the dried potatoes and they roll with that. And I guess there's nothing wrong with that if you're in a pinch and you ain't got time to do all this little extra stuff, but it's so much better just to do this. Fresh ingredients. Fresh food. Alright, so now I'm going to sprinkle a little more salt, pepper, garlic, a little salt, pepper, garlic. Going to hit it with a little more cheese. I'm going to mash down some more. That's looking like I'm going to go one more layer maybe. I'm simply, I want to show y'all how I did this potato. This is a mandolin right here. And I've got, I'm going to have to move that. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to show y'all. I've got this thing set. You figure out what setting you want it on. You're just going to get them potatoes and do this right here. You gotta soak, if you peel these potatoes ahead or slice them ahead, you gotta soak them in water. If not, you'll have a bunch of brown potatoes. I'll just throw them little pieces away. So that's 9. We'll go ahead and do one more potato. We'll make that, call it 10. Be careful when using these mandolins, you can cut yourself. I cut myself a little bit earlier with this. So I've cut myself twice today already. So we'll bring this back over here. Gonna stack us a little layer of potatoes here. It's looking like it may be roughly 2 potatoes per layer. Is what it's what it's going to look. I think that's what it's going to end up being, 2 potatoes per layer. So this is probably going to be 5 layers in total, something like that. Because I'm pretty well done with this now. I got to finish up with a little bit more of the butter and cream. I get some of these potatoes off and these little edges and corners. I don't know how many layers this is. It may have been less, but I'm going to say this is 5 layers basically is what it's looking like. That was 2 potatoes right there that just sliced up on that thing. So we're going to go back with our little seasoning. So I'm going to come back with some cheese. Put a little more cheese on this top layer than I have any other layers. I'm going to go ahead and just finish up using the cheese. That way I can say I used a whole pound of cheese in this. So I'm going to go mash it down. I'm going to end up pouring the rest of my little butter. That was a ½ pound of butter. I just microwaved it and put it in there. And then I'm going to end up adding a little more cream. So then we're going to, we got the oven set on 350. This is what we're looking like. It's a full, I'm going to put the lid on it. Yeah, we're going to go in the oven at 350. Well, I'll end up taking the lid off eventually, but we're going to go in with the lid so this cheese don't burn and we get sort of a steaming effect. So I'm going to go in the oven with it now. Timer. I'm going to go 30 minutes and we'll check it. I always like to go, it's probably going to take closer to an hour. But I always like, you can always take time. You can always add time, but you can't take time away from something. So I've added 30 minutes, we'll be back. Alright everybody, so we're back. I'm going to show you what we got going on here. That's what that thing ends up looking like. It took about 2 hours. It took right at 2 hours to cook this thing. Potatoes wasn't done. I left the lid on for the first 30 minutes and then I took the lid off. But I will show you something. I would do some adjustments to this. Getting a little bit of butter coming off the top. You can just omit the butter, or I'll cut the butter in half. I definitely cut the butter in half, and the cream you can go a little bit less with. It's got a good little consistency though. I can show you. I'm not going to dig into it too much, so I got people coming over, but it actually turned into a. That's just the part of the sauce, and there's a little piece of potato in there with it, but the butter. There's a little bit too much butter in there. Let's see what it tastes like. I'm just going to taste the sauce itself. I'm going to let this set for a minute, then I'll probably put it back in on a lower temperature to keep it warm till everybody gets here. Anyways, I'll do that here in a second. The flavor is there. The flavor is good. So, I did 10 potatoes. Sliced them. You've seen what they look like on the mandolin. There's just these regular Idaho potatoes come in a bag. I did 10 of them. I did a ½ pound of butter, but if I was to do this again, I would only do 1/4 pound of butter, melted and drizzling over the potatoes. Maybe at the end. It's been a long time since I did one of these. It came out good. Just I feel like some of the butter got wasted. I'm sure that it's seasoned up good, but you see it's floating to the top. And I've done got some in a little bowl over here, just that floated to the top too. I did 1 pound of cheese. Now some of this could be oil from the cheese too. If you get it, I don't know how good a quality that cheese was. It was a Walmart cheese, and it was cheddar. So some of this could be oil off the cheese as well. So then I just season it to taste with my seasoning I made for my brisket. It's just salt, pepper, and garlic mixed together. And I did about 3/4 quart of heavy cream. You probably get by with a ½ quart. You know, you probably get by, a ½ quart, a pint. You probably get by with a pint of it. I'll show you. I'm gonna show you the recipe, but like I said, this is more of a just showing you how to do, more of a how-to than actual recipe. But you can follow this because the potatoes, some potatoes may be bigger, you know what I'm saying, so it's hard to really get down to the exact thing. But I do know that I cut the butter down to a 1/4 pound, 10 potatoes, 1/4 pound of butter, the whole pound of cheese, seasoning to taste in between each layer, and a quart of heavy cream. Now y'all watch me do it, so that's the way to do it, and it's going to come out tasting good, as long as you don't over or under season it. You've seen what I was doing. I was sprinkling about like that over each little layer. So just go back, and if you got any questions about that, and just look back over it. But y'all have a blessed day. Like, share, and subscribe.